Of a second.
Elliott Sadler, big run right there. You saw what he did.
Oh, around goes the 60. Austin Cindric wrecking in front of the crowd. Daniel Hemrick's caught up. Tyler Reddick, Cindric, barrel rolls.
When you're done, top one.
Up the racetrack a little bit. Matt Tiff's going to try to drive in there to get to his inside, and they just got together. 60 of Austin Cindric just wasn't on the very bottom of the racetrack. Opened up a little bit of hole that Matt Tiff you thought was there, and then you see right here the contact with Reddick. Started Cindric's flipping. That's very unusual to see a car flip that late after initial impact. So here we go above.
Well, Jeff, you knew it was just a matter of time. It was trying to get really bunched up too wide, and Matt Tiff thought it's under 20 to go. He had to make a lane. You see that tumble, as you mentioned, really rough for the 60 car, but basically Matt Tiff thought it was time to try to make it 3 wide. And we've seen that before, Dale, out of the tri-oval. If that inside road doesn't protect the double yellow line, that's a place that people get runs. But that was late into the corner for Matt Tiff to look underneath the 60.
That is a late move, and it's difficult to be able to, for the spotter to give that information to the 60 that he's got a car underneath him. But there was room there. There was room to go, and Matt decided that was the move he wanted to make.
You see right there, there's a little bit of a hole. It looks like he has room to go to the bottom. And when he went to go, it just closed up. And, we always like to point a finger and say, this guy messed up or that guy messed up. And many times it's just racing. I mean, it's people going for a spot.
This is the seat that I wonder, guys, as we ride along with Custer. You see a little contact there, but I think
inside. Go high
he doesn't know where the 21's going to go.
Go low.
So, I mean, all day you ride in line back there. Here you go. This is the helmet cam. What a great shot.
As a driver there, you just get up high and hope that they don't come up the track into you. If you're way behind the wreck, you try to slow down without locking down the front tires and sliding into the crash. Wild action. Under red flag. We'll be right back.
But as soon as he could get some clean air on that car, he said, I think we're going to have a fast race car. His spotter, Eddie DeHunt, just told him it's time to be greedy.
There he goes. Here we go. Here we go.
Oh, upside down. Side.
Well, AJ, that was a humdinger.
Yes, it was, and that's there he is upside down, and I hope he's all right. I see him moving around in there.
I've been upside down at Daytona one time and slid on my roof just like that, sparks flying, and I was just hoping at the last second it was going to roll back over so I could get out. But AJ's didn't do that. He was stuck upside down. Not a comforting feeling. That oil tank is right behind you. It's very possible for oil to start leaking out. You want to get out of there as fast as you can.
Looks like there were only about a dozen cars who had a chance to evade to the inside and not get any damage in this.
I'm watching that green 2 car. I don't know if he's just kind of following us through here. Not sure if he got any damage or not.
Yeah, I think I saw him stop a little bit too soon, as if he made contact.
He may have hit the outside wall with the right side of the car.
Let's ride with Danica Patrick.
Second, back it down, stay low. Inside. 32 never stop.
Boy, that was a lick. Man.
She's still driving it, even after that second impact.
With Dale Jr.
One outside, 77's outside. Keep coming low. Come on.
Wow.
Caution's out.
Oh my gosh.
Easy, easy. Keep digging. Easy, shit. Hold your brake.
Oh.
Hold your brake, buddy. Stay high.
And let's show you this in real time. Wow. Talledega, world's fastest junkyard.
Oh, Briscoe gets loose. Austin Wayne Self around. Heavy contact with the 99 of Peters, up and over.
It's on the bottom, gets into Johnny a little bit, turns him sideways. Ben Rhodes able to get by. Timothy commits to the bottom. Austin Wayne comes down there. Wild ride for Timothy. Well, Timothy just really didn't even have any choice but to go to the bottom, did he?
No, that normally Austin would have probably come back up the racetrack after that, and he didn't.
How about the view from Matt Crafton? And this is Timothy Peters. Watch this ride.
Take another look at this real time. According to track safety, they are attending to 3 fans in the grandstands. Some debris did get through that fence. One of the most amazing things I've seen tonight, and we've seen a lot of incredible things, but one of the most amazing things is when that crew pulled Austin Dillon out of the 3, and Austin Dillon is able to walk out of that accident, out of that crash, and then acknowledge the fans by waving to them. They're attending to 3 fans in the grandstands, but they're attending to them with minor injuries, is what we're hearing.
That's wonderful news, because as you see, you know, the car stays mostly intact as far as the driver compartment is concerned, but there's a tremendous amount of pieces missing off that car.
Hang on. This will be a wild ride. That was Tony Stewart going underneath the 3.
Outside lane, hanging tough here on the restart.
Oh, here we go.
Got trouble. That's Casey Kane that goes sideways. Joey Logano nowhere to go.
Oh, my. Half the field is gone.
The big one at Daytona has happened at lap 97.
That is the huge one at Daytona.
Justin Allgaier.
Oh, the
Denny
18
Hamlin,
gets on its roof.
and Kyle Busch rolls upside down.
Wow.
See the 26 car of Cole Witt, the 38 of David Gilliland.
Grab these guys. Kyle took a wild ride. You were upside down there, man. That wasn't fun, was it?
It was okay. Just felt like a slow carnival ride, but you know, I guess that's fitting for the 4th of July weekend, but not here in Daytona. So that's just unfortunate. You know, I don't have any clue what happened. Somebody got squirrely. I saw the 5 turn sideways across the field there, and then all chaos ensued thereafter. And the grass is so wet, my stuff just augured in and then started turning right and going back up the racetrack. I wish it would have stayed straight. If it would have stayed straight, I might have had an opportunity to get through there and not be too banged up. But then I just got T-bone there at the end, and it just kind of toppled me over.
There was a carnival ride. We're glad that you're okay. Jamie McMurray, from your perspective, boy, at times you had one of the best cars today. What caused that?
I don't know. I knew that I was going to walk out here and you guys were going to ask me what happened, but from my seat, I didn't see anything. Casey came over and said that I think Greg or somebody maybe bumped him a couple times, and got him squirrely, and he's like, I couldn't catch it. And when you have a car spin out, you know, at the front of the field, there's just nowhere to go. I mean, I ran into the guy that was directly in front of me, and then whoever was behind me clobbered me. And I tell you, I've never had a car lift like off the ground, and it's a crazy feeling. It's a helpless feeling to have the car do that. And I was really lucky that it sat back down. And you know, you see these big wrecks. those are like probably the easiest hits you take all year long because everyone's going the same speed, and for the most part, those don't hurt near as bad as having a tire issue or something.
You were saying that during your runs, you were surprised by the swing and how the car would handle. It handled one way at the beginning and completely different at the end, right?
Well, it wasn't necessarily that run to run. At the beginning of the race, I thought our car drove better. I could tell a lot of guys were having to lift, and I wasn't. I'm like, my car is really stable. And right at the end of the green flag pit stop run, I got a little bit tight, and I just assumed when we put tires on that they would have so much more grip that it would feel fine. But from the very first lap, it was tight. So I don't know if it was, a tight set of tires or if the track was just changing that much.
All right, glad to see that he's okay, Adam. And I tell you what, the Infield Care Center, a busy spot right now, Adam, but everybody walking out, everybody is fine.
Trouble! Start-finish line. Logano comes down into Paul Menard. One car gets up on top of a group and goes flipping over and over, and the 30 lands on its roof. That's Parker Kligerman.
Cole Witt's teammate that just wrecked in that first caution.
And Brandon Davis's team, Swan Energy, suddenly has 2 cars torn up. There's Dave Blaney with the single car 77 team.
Look at a coil spring there that's come out of one of these race cars, a rear coil spring. Actually, Matt Kenseth in the 20 looks like he kicked up into Joey Logano in the 22 that turned him sideways.
Trevor Bayne, the 21, looked to me, Larry, like he was going to bump draft. Got him going. A lot of different looks here.
So Kenseth, the yellow car right in the middle in front of Logano, right here. Trying to get with his teammate Kyle Busch, but comes back up. That tips Logano into Trevor Bayne. His nose catches Paul Menard, who plows into Kligerman, who gets up in the air on top of Menard's car. And who's that underneath? Black car.
That's the 83 car of Ryan Truex.
Well, he's driving really defensively right now. He's trying to keep Jeff Gordon behind him, and Jeff is working him over. Look at that. Jeff's going to move him up out of the groove and get by him.
Whoa, Busch is around. Can he save it this time?
Oh, there you go.
He does. He saves it. But there's a
Jeff Gordon's upside down. Jeff Gordon's upside down.
And Kurt Busch's car is destroyed.
Oh, my gosh.
As Jeff Gordon makes contact with the left rear corner of Kyle Busch's bumper. And by the way, Busch did a great job of saving that car from major damage. But look what happens in front of him.
What truly caused that was when Jeff Gordon got into Kyle Busch, Jeff Gordon moved up the racetrack, and there was just nowhere for most of these drivers to go.
Roof flaps deployed as the car was up on its side.
And look at Kurt Busch's car, shed momentum and sheet metal everywhere.
See another driver that we felt like had one of the fastest cars here tonight involved in that, Jamie McMurray in that one car.
Yes, sir.
Denny Hamlin snuck through another one. So did Montoya.
It's a rough ride right there. Thank God for the Hans device, the seats, the way you're bolted in these things today. He's able to handle something like that and walk away. Jeff was just really working hard on the back of that 18 car, trying to move him up the hill so he could get by.
And the type of bump drafting you used to be able to do at Daytona is problematic tonight. 4 big crashes.
I feel so bad for Kurt Busch, second car of the weekend.
Oh, big crash in turn number 2, David Ruderman.
That's a hard lick for David Reagan, but this, oh my goodness.
Ron Fellows also into the wall in that. Wow, terrible.
Still there, still there.
Jarrett in the UPS car. There was some talk of whether the team could switch points.
Whoa, whoa, guys, whoa, whoa, oh no, oh my gosh. I have never seen anything like that in my life.
He hit that wall a ton.
Oh my gosh.
Way to the crowd while walking to the ambulance after that impact is a great testament to safety of these cars and these racetracks today.
If there's been any fans, if there's been anybody in our industry,
engine, and they've had to back way
off. Two. Casey Mears. Ooh, gets tagged
and nowhere
hard.
for Dale Earnhardt Jr. to go in that 88 car.
Two more cars hard in the wall behind them. One is Hornish.
Someone has run underneath the 5 car, it looks
the
like.
Others Reed Sorensen, and Mears ends up on his roof.
Sam Hornish in the 77, because I knew the car just picked up off the ground all of a sudden.
You couldn't even see Hornish from our angle.
Beneath the Auto Club sign.
It's up high and he just loses it there. Comes down right.
Just clipped Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Got turned him around. But now this is when it really is bizarre. Watch this.
Hornish already had damage and the hood was up so high he couldn't see out of the windshield, I don't think.
Now watch Junior in the 88 come into this. Ooh. Get clipped, knocking the right side sheet metal off and banging the left side. Now all drivers involved are okay.
Still inside the 12 there. Stay low, stay low. We're in it there. You got the right side door, rear tire back.
Now we saw from the snail's trail on the track that Hornish's car wouldn't stop or steer as he got underneath Mears. It was dropping a lot of fluid and ended up just tumbling him over.
Taken from him in post-race inspection at Dover last week. That's been a very hot topic in the garage this weekend. It does not have a bearing on this race because NASCAR controls the shocks here, but we expect to see a new rule before we race against trouble. Multi-car back in the front of the field.
Oh, and Scott Riggs on his roof.
Oh, Riggs.
Man, there's been a lot of cars getting on their roof lately.
And I think I said earlier on that the fans loved it and the TV audience, but 43 drivers were not
don't like it.
Too happy.
The window net did come down on Scott Riggs' car, which is a great sign.
That indicates the driver is okay.
By the 12.
Ryan Newman in the 12. Riggs hard into the wall.
And it gets worse.
Yes.
There you see the 41 car, the 12 lines up. We talked about this bump drafting thing. He wasn't lined up straight when he hit the 41 car. The 41 car was just a little bit to his left. You got to give him a straight shot. And this was coming through the tri-oval, which is another problem.
And the 16 car, another Nextel Cup point contender, involved in the crash.
As was Rusty Wallace in the 2. Another look.
See, watch. See how these cars are turning? You can't bump draft somebody when the car is turning.
Once more. There's Biffle in the middle of it. Then he comes down off the wall.
31, I think, would have cleared it, but he kind of got sandwiched.
About 10 spots. Oh, we got trouble coming off of 2 already. Matt Kenseth is around a hard hit. Kenseth took a hard hit.
Oh,
we got somebody on their
head. Donnie Nuremberg in 52 goes tumbling down the backstretch and then in the inside wall.
Sauter involved in it, and the thing about this racetrack is we are destroyed. It's like a pinball. When they start wrecking, there's just nowhere to go. I don't think John got much damage, but here all these cars, they see what's happening. The 21 gets turned.
Michael Waltrip into the wall.
Yep. That backstretch, when they start wrecking back there, man, it is just, it's tough because a car can bounce in front of you just like it did Johnny Sauter. You see Sauter down there on the low side. I mean, it's just got nowhere to go. You can't get away from a wreck on the backstretch.
And we heard Sauter say on his radio, we are destroyed. And he's right. They are hurt badly.
Crash. Whoa, Rusty got through it.
Here we go.
Harvick slides up in front of traffic.
Cars upside down, cars everywhere.
And turn 4 is Calamity corner once again. Watch the 22 of Scott Wimmer, the yellow car, take a wild ride here.
What started at Greg Biffle came down in the 10, or the 10 went up to Greg Biffle. They got together anyhow.
The luckiest man there was Rusty Wallace. Got a little tap, but kept on going.
Now watch Wimmer. Over once, twice, 3 on his nose, 4, wham.
Huge. I can't tell you what it does to you. You just pray that when you stop that you can remember what happened.
Looks like the 4 truck gets a little sideways. He might have made a slight bit of contact with the 10 there. With the 10 of Terry Cook. Watch the 4 truck. Kelly Sutton's going to come along and clip her.
She was out of control a little bit coming in there. You could see that she was just trying to recorrect when she got into that 4.
Yeah, she was sideways. She had lost control coming in. You can see the radiator leaking there, but
holy cow, the car upside down on the back straightaway.
Carl Long has crashed hard and collected Bobby Labonte in the process. Somebody hits.
Oh, he just gets hooked.
Yep.
Yeah.
Look, Brendan Gaughan got into the back of Joe Nemechek in the 01. Brendan Gaughan in the 77.
And Carl Long goes for the wild ride.
And that's all on driver's side right there, sliding down the racetrack. Now she starts to tumble. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. About 5.5, 6 times. That's when you call your crew and you say, you won't believe what I just saw.
And there is Carl Long. He is okay. The Al Smith Dodge is a mess.
7 has shown to be fast, very fast.
And what's at stake for him here? He's
trouble.
Contact on the backstretch. It's Mike Waltrip and now Brian Vickers. Robbie Gordon, 31. The time. Waltrip's over. 1, 2, 3 times for Michael Waltrip. Well, there's the big one right there.
That's us, guys. 25 got into us. That's us.
Robbie Gordon's view. Robbie didn't have such a good time of it.
Man.
That looked like yesterday.
We're done. My car's peeled.
And that's inside Michael Waltrip's car. And Michael's probably
he's getting out.
Getting out of the car now.
Michael is crawling out of that thing. Good. Listen to the huge applause that Michael gets as he gets out and waves to the crowd.
More would-be contenders saw their hopes go up in flames on the 3 turns of the Pocono Raceway.
I think once he gets out front, he's going to be pretty hard. I think he'll be somebody that's going to be tough to deal with.
Jimmy Spencer was the first car lined up on the inside, couldn't get a lap back.
Oh, trouble down here. Who is that? Is that the 26
It
already?
is. Amick.
Oh, no. A car just turned down. One car just turned over. It's upside down on the back straightaway.
It's Michael.
Holy cow, what is he doing?
He slammed into Amick, Darrell, and that flip turned the car right over. Look at how he hit him with the right front.
Well, he needs to get out of there. Come on, buddy. Everything else upside down is not a good place to be.
Michael Waltrip had a wreck at Bristol, Tennessee, where there was not much left of the car. He's fine.
He's just,
wow. Thank goodness.
But he's okay.
You okay, Michael?
Yeah, I'm fine. I don't really know what happened other than I slowed down and someone ran over me and I flipped. So I'm not real sure what led up to all that. But, you know, NASCAR does a great job with the safety personnel. So when they got there and it was on fire, they put it out. But we still have to do something about how little these cars were. I was trapped. I mean, I couldn't get out of it. And, you know, there's still room inside of the cars to make them bigger without doing anything. Just mandate how big the roll cages have to be. And my car was probably a little bit smaller than it should have been, and I couldn't get out of it. And that's a concern of mine. But thankfully, they were right there to attend to me, and I got out.
Shields laid back so far in these cars now that they had to add a lot of bars in there to keep the roof from coming down, or the bars from caving in on the drivers when they got upside down.
And all those roll bars are what we call 095, almost an 1/8 of an inch thick wall, seamless tubing. So, I mean, it's about the best tubing you can buy, 1 3/4 in diameter.
Give an attaboy to Mr. Let's Make a Deal. Kenny Wallace drove right through the middle of all that, and I think he got through unscathed.
Yes, he did.
Now, this is from Kevin Harvick.
Harvick did a pretty darn good job, too, because he's going down there headed right into the middle of disaster.
Whoa.
Gets back up on the track, and here comes Michael, and he's just lucky he didn't get run over. Harvick's lucky he didn't get run over from like that 18 car, for instance.
And this first turn down at the bottom of the front straightaway, it can be treacherous because you're heavy braking, you're downshifting, you're turning to the right, and it's a one-group racetrack. Everybody wants to get to the bottom of the racetrack right here.
Everybody through turn 1. Up through the S's.
Through the S's, uphill, left, right, left.
Oh, one car off. Scott Bully in the way, and we're stacking them up.
Oh, my God.
My. One car up and over the fencing.
Wow.
There's got to be 10 cars involved in this one, and one literally out of the ballpark.
John Kohler, the 18 car.
Let's look at this again, Larry. 2 cars make contact there, including the 26 machine, Scott Bully.
And these cars just start stacking up behind him. See Corey Heath come in there in the 12th car.
Is that the 21 of Troy Williams that goes right up and over the wall? It is. Troy Williams out of Chappie, New York, comes flying over the wall.
Look at this, though. This is full speed right here.
Here comes right there.
That was the 21 car, Troy Williams.
Trouble. Steve Park is off into the infield. Another car got over on his lid. It's Parkindale Jr. Terrible crash.
Really hurting with the restart. Well, they got 3 wide there with Kerry Earnhardt.
Whoa, there he goes.
Oh, Bickles around, and Earnhardt got him, and up and over goes the 21 of Quaffle.
Another Richard Childress car, and this one is upside down.
9th caution, lap 183, so close to the finish.
Again, when you get side by side, your car's a little loose. You can see the back of Bickles' car just starting out right there. It's out a little bit, out a little bit. It comes around. As the 26 car starts by on the outside, it just sucks that back in around.
And there's Kerry Earnhardt.
Kerry, who makes slight contact. But here's the one that, see, he's got the wheels turned, trying to go around Bickles' car, and the car just kind of pole vaults over on its side.
Ward Burton is driving the backup car. He's in qualifying here on Friday afternoon, crashed up in the S's and turned the car over, had to go to backup. Had a really good race car. Here's that qualifying lap Friday afternoon. Gets that left rear in the dirt. The Caterpillar car goes around, backs in the fence, and watch this, climbs that fence and does a slow roll over, lands on its wheels, and Ward got out, threw his helmet, and said,
I made a mistake. Well, he started in 37th position. He got the first provisional spot, now running in 3rd place.
By the way, that qualifying crash was right at the same position where he had the encounter with Rudd and Wallace last year during the race.